You fell for someone quiet, sensitive, someone who seemed to finally get you in ways other people never had. And now everything hurts in a way you can't quite explain because it looked so much like love. Here's the thing about covert narcissism: it doesn't look like narcissism. No loud ego, no obvious arrogance. What it looks like is care. What it feels like is finally being chosen. And that's exactly what makes it so hard to see until you're already deep inside it. One, love bombing. They overwhelmed you with attention early, constant texts, hours long conversations. I've never felt this way about anyone. It felt electric. Clinical psychologists studying narcissistic relationships call this love bombing, an early flood of attention designed to build emotional dependency before you've had time to truly know someone. It felt incredible because it was designed to feel incredible. And there's a reason it worked, because it was never really about you at all. Two, mirroring. They seemed to like everything you liked. Same values, same wounds, same way of seeing the world. You thought, finally, someone who understands me. But what they were doing is called mirroring, reflecting your identity back at you so you'd bond with someone who felt like yourself. They didn't fall for you, they became you. And when they no longer needed to, they stopped. That's not love finding you, that's a shape being worn. Three, playing the victim. Their pain always arrived right on cue. Every time you raised something that hurt you, the conversation ended with them hurting more. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a clinical psychologist whose research focuses on narcissistic abuse, calls this a hallmark of covert narcissism. The suffering can be genuine, but it always arrives at the exact moment it's needed most to redirect the conflict, avoid accountability, and hand the guilt back to you. Eventually, you stopped raising things. That was the point. And while you were carrying the guilt, they were already painting you a future. Four, future faking, the trips you'd take together, the apartment you'd share, the specific, vivid life they described in detail. Psychologists call this future faking, making promises about a future they never intend to build. It works because you don't fall in love with who someone is. You fall in love with who they make you believe they'll become. That future was real to you. It was never real to them, but the future wasn't the only thing they were building with what you gave them. Five, strategic empathy. They remembered things, your fears, your childhood wounds, the things you'd only ever told one other person. It felt like intimacy, someone finally paying close attention. But covert narcissists don't hold your vulnerabilities to protect them. They catalog them. And the moment you became a problem, they knew exactly where to press. And when words stopped working, they had another tool. Six, weaponized withdrawal. You know, that specific silence. 3 days, no explanation. You scrolled back through every message, trying to find the thing you'd said wrong. You apologized for things you weren't even sure had happened. The silence wasn't confusion on their end, but it was information on yours. Distance was the threat. Your panic was proof of how much they mattered. Coming back was the reward, and without realizing it, you were trained to work for it. Seven, hoovering. Just when you started to pull away, they returned. Suddenly caring, suddenly sorry, the person you first fell for. Right there again. Psychologists call this hoovering, pulling someone back in after distance, named after the vacuum brand. But the return isn't love, it's recapture. What scared them wasn't losing you, it was losing control of you. The attention, the future, the empathy, the return, none of it was about you. All of it was about having someone close enough to draw from. What covert narcissists do is see through people, not at them. If this sounds like someone you loved or someone you're still trying to understand, like, you're not confused, you're just finally seeing the full picture. Recognizing the pattern doesn't mean you were naive. It means you trusted the way people are actually supposed to be trusted. Which of these seven hit closest to home for you, in someone else's behavior or in how you responded without understanding why? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe to Psychology Gently We translate the complicated stuff into something you can actually use.